I'm getting really sick of being told I can't wear braids in my hair.
Vikings never wore cornrows for a start. Nobody's denying you wearing braids as long as they are the appropriate braids, and not one person would deny you wearing locks either. Did you honestly think that the Vikings were going about wearing box braids? Stop using my heritage to tell black people to stop being annoyed at white people appropriating their hairstyles, because, I'm sorry, we don't claim you. I don't know what made you think that that was a good idea.
See, we can only warn y'all so much until the consequences kick in. You see the consequences for your actions? You see? This is why.
So right now there's a white woman that is going viral because she got some braids, some cornrows, or some style like that, and her hair fell out. Okay, I don't understand what white women don't understand about this, but maybe if I give y'all a visual representation, you can understand it. This is a strand of my hair. Do you see that? Curly. Black people's hair, when it gets stretched out, when it gets braided, just like that, stretched out. White women's hair, when it gets braided, oh no, it broke because it was already stretched out. It was already straight. And then you tugged on it some more and then it snapped. That is why your hair is falling out. Y'all keep doing this stuff like it seems like you will appropriate even at the detriment of your own hair. Your hair is falling out because your hair cannot handle that type of stretching and that type of tension. That's it. That's all. Stop appropriating because one, it's not your culture. And then two, your hair can't handle it. Good night.
The last 2 days of my life have been the worst. Started here. This is my hair. Long, healthy. I've always had it. These are my braids. Take the braids out. Really cute. Go to wash it. And then I'm left with this cemented, matted.
What is it? The braids? We keep telling y'all over and over and over again, it is not a good idea. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. People are totally free to do whatever they want. I mean, they're free to end up with traction alopecia, and they're free to end up with matting, and they're free. They be free, right? And all this for some boneless braids. This is why I don't understand. Like, they be boneless. There's no meat on them. But in all seriousness though, if you have a 3A to 4C hair type, that is probably one of the better hair types to have that would be able to hold and handle the tension that is braids, okay? And for the takedown process, make sure to take your time. Make sure to use oil. Don't take out the braids halfway and leave them out. That is like number one for like matting. It's not a good idea for like a 1A to like 2C hair type. I mean, you're free to do what you want, but there's other braids out there, guys. Like, I don't like, what?
I am genuinely at a point in my life where I'm convinced that the people who are braiding these people's hair are certainly intentionally setting these people up for failure. And I swear, I'm starting to see the braiders who braid these people's hair the same way I see the people who are initiating and introducing these people into African spirituality. They know what they are doing. They know what they are doing. I mean, how many times have we said it? How many times have we told these people that these things don't work and cannot work for you people? But they don't listen because nobody can tell them nothing. Now, waiting day their mind, now they go still do. So I'm starting to get to a point where I'm like, you know what, braiders out there, keep collecting your money, because like, what else can we do? Keep collecting your money. You might as well just, get that money and pay some extra bills with it. I mean, look at the world we live in today. Things are getting out of hand. Hell, if one of them even come to me at this point and say, Evie, please, can you braid my hair for me? I probably would braid that hair too. I probably would braid that hair too and collect that money, because hello, look at the state of Nigeria. Tinubu is still in office. Things are bloody expensive. Cost of living is about to kill the living. I could do with some extra cash. I could do with some extra cash because them folks are not going to listen anyway, so might as well collect the money. Hell, that's why these days I'm like, you know what, just let them do what they want to do. Let the braiders collect their money and let us just all sit back and watch the show. Yeah, let's all just sit back. Hell, you make bulk, you make back, get the hair braided and let's all just sit back and watch, because like what else can we do at this point? It's starting to get entertaining here. Every single day they are coming out on TikTok talking about how their hair is falling out, like people have not been warning them since. I'm like, okay, I mean, what do you want us to do? We did tell you not to get it braided. You didn't listen, because hello, nobody tells you people nothing. So yeah, we're just going to sit back and watch you start putting scissors into that, because like, can we, what is this even? How did they even get to this point? I mean, I get it, the hair fell out, but like, how did it become this matted? What did she use on the hair? How did it become this worse? Look at it. Like, what did you use? Glue? Like, what exactly did she put in there? And she's not the only one I have seen with hair like this that gets to this point after it got braided. I've seen multiple, again, on TikTok. Every single day they're coming out with.
See, we can only warn y'all so much until the consequences kick in. You see the consequences for your actions? You see? This is why.
Two sayings comes to mind right now. One, a word is enough for the wise, and two, experience is the best teacher. Side note, I actually made a video on this girl a year ago. She went viral on TikTok for all the wrong reasons. She said some very extreme, problematic-ish, even threatened to lynch a black woman. Bear with me, I pronounce the word that way because I'm trying to censor for YouTube. So yeah, she's a problematic individual, and get this, she has a mixed son. Like, the entire situation was crazy. I'm going to put the link to that video down below in the description for those who want to check that out.
Some hair. So this guest actually had gotten box braids done a little while ago, and what happened was she had taken them out, she had washed her hair, she combed it, and she went right to bed. Well, a few hours later she woke up and this is how her hair looked.
There's no point in even warning them. Just let them do it. Because there's this lady that goes on live who locked her hair with synthetic dreads. Like, her hair was long and she took the little tool and pulled her hair into every single one of those dreads. And she's still taking them out. It's been over a week and she's losing a lot of hair. And she even says that, like, she put the locks in because she was balding.
Might still go bald. I don't know. I have no idea if taking these out is going to do anything, but if my hair falls out, it was already falling out before I put them in, so,
Because she's used synthetic hair, she's having to put fabric softener on it to loosen up the fibers and get it out. Look around and find out, I guess.
See, we've been giving these people multiple words of advice to make them wise, but they say no, they don't want that one. They want to go with the experience. Yeah, they like the experience route. So I say, you know what? Let them have the experience. Hell, I even think that route probably might be the best, because hell, you know what that does for us is that it creates a situation where they come out as living examples. And now we would not even have to say nothing anymore, stressing ourselves, giving this advice, because they would be living, breathing examples of what not to do. Because their experience, or rather experiences, which they always tend to thankfully document and share with the rest of the world, is now going to be the one doing all of the work. And now we can all just sit back, like I said, and watch.
So Natalie says that white women are allowed to have braids. You are. You most definitely are. You can wear your hair however you want to wear your hair, Natalie, but what you posted was not factual information, and let me show you what I'm talking about. So Natalie said Vikings were the first to introduce braids to the world. Braids weren't invented by a skin color. Sure about that? You sure about that? These are the links that she posted with her tweet. If you guys want those links over here, I'll throw them in the comment section for you. Just let me know. She's this thing, okay? It says the Viking era was 800 to 1100 AD. Okay. And then this one right here, it says ancient Egypt between 3100 BC and it ended around 400 AD. Y'all saw what her said, right?
Y'all saw what her said, right? This one ended 400, and the Viking era started around 800. So who had braids first? Natalie, I know the son is, who had braids first? Okay. And just one more thing, okay. So BC starts with B, just like before. As we saw with the ancient Egypt, it said BC. And AD starts with A, just like after. And then right here, AD starts after the BC era. Now here's a more detailed post as to why Egyptians first wore braids. It was basically to show the social ranks. Whatever you had in your hair defined your status in Egypt. So of course the kings and the queens and the warriors had different hairstyles. And that's what they were identified by. Sorry, y'all. So Natalie, you can wear your hair however you want to. But when you don't do the proper research and try to make it seem like a Viking invented braids, I gotta prove you wrong. I have to prove you wrong. So Natalie, have a great day.
And the Viking argument would always make me laugh for the singular reason that we never see none of them wearing Viking braids. They always be talking about the Vikings when wearing Fulani braids, box braids. Like if you want to talk about the Vikings and the braids they wore, maybe wear Vikings braids. Like why don't they ever wear Vikings braids? These people be talking about Viking braids and you look at their head, it's knotless braids you're seeing on there, or Ghana weaving. Or Senegalese twist. Make it make sense. I really I really can't. I can't for real. Like no. These people, oh my goodness, fascinating bunch. I must confess. Fascinating bunch.
I'm getting really sick of being told I can't wear braids in my hair and being included.
Vikings never wore cornrows for a start. Nobody's denying you wearing braids as long as they are the appropriate braids, and not one person would deny you wearing locks either. Did you honestly think that the Vikings were going about wearing box braids? Stop using my heritage to tell black people to stop being annoyed at white people appropriating their hairstyles, because, I'm sorry, we don't claim you. I don't know what made you think that that was a good idea.
And something else that's very interesting about these Viking braids arguments that they like to bring up all the time is the fact that they don't even know that much about the Viking. Hell, did I even say that much? These people don't know anything about the Vikings, because if they knew about the Vikings, they would have known that the Vikings was a job description and not an ethnicity. So now, okay, tell me again what your point was. And not only do we have to deal with all of this, now we have to listen to these people tell us how they even look better than us in them braids. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's one thing wanting to have braids on, and quite frankly, I can actually understand them wanting to have braids on because it is a beautiful hairstyle. But then it's another thing entirely when they do go on to get braids installed and then come out talking about how they look better with braids or how the braids suits them better. Then it goes beyond admiring the hairstyle and wanting to adorn yourself with this hairstyle. It becomes malicious. It becomes like you want to look for trouble. It's behaviors like this that makes it apparent that they are not doing this because they want to appreciate the culture or that they appreciate the culture, but rather they did it because they want to be messy, they want to create tension, they want to just start problems, and they want to insult the people who have this culture. Because you could have gotten these braids and go on to enjoy having these braids on you and whatever it is that will happen with your hair later on, and we will not even have to know about it. But now you came out talking about how you look better than us with your braids. Like black women were in competition with them. No, yeah, we see you and we see your braids. You are in competition with yourself. Anyways, not surprised at all, because it's again a historical behavior. Take people's age and tell you how either they invented it or they'll tell you how these things are just better if it's with them. A very good example would be in the stolen artifacts that they have over there in their museums in Europe. It's the same thing that they say, that the artifacts are better off with them. It will just be better if the artifacts are with them, because they know how to care for these artifacts better. The artifacts look better with them. But yeah, like it's the same talking points. They take your ish and tell you how this ish is better with them. Like it's the same historical thievery, appropriation behavior. At this point, this issues in the DNA, there's no running away from it. They can't help what they are, right? So yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to be ending the video here. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. And of course, as always, I'll see you in the next one.